Liberals are freaking obsessed with boycotting freedom companies. Our freedom president, Donald J. Trump, are boycotting the mouths of their children for food from the mouths of their children. So the Goya Beans guy and my company, I have my own company and I support freedom, and the liberals are trying to boycott me as well. So we're going to put our money where our mouth is, right? And we're going to show them that freedom ain't going anywhere. And we're going to Venmo $40 to me, my company, to show them that freedom ain't going nowhere. So remember, $40 to Alex Bergman's on Venmo, because patriotism is number one.
Hi, I'm Ron Scaratino, child lawyer. I'm not a lawyer who's a child, I'm a lawyer for children. School is coming back into session, and you know what that means. It's time for back to school deals. And boy, have I got a good one for you kids. If you bring me, Ron Scaratino, child lawyer, a copy of your report card, I will give you 30% off the preparation of your last will and testament. It's dangerous out there at these schools.
Welcome to the Kumquat Corner, a political show where we take a titillating topic and discuss the left, the right, and in between of current affairs. I'm your host, John Kumquat, and with tonight's show, let's get you started with some headlines. Sports are back, for the time being at least. The Washington Redskins have finally changed their name, and they've chosen the Washington Football Team. I guess it's better than their second choice, the Washington Person, Woman, Man, Camera TVs. Baseball just started and already about to end for the Miami Marlins, as more than 17 of their players and coaches have tested positive for COVID-19. Their next few games have already been postponed. Now, this is actually breaking news for their fans, as most of them don't even realize they have a team. NBA player Lou Williams of the Los Angeles Clippers has left the protective NBA bubble to go to famed strip club Magic City to get wings. Something tells me he might have also grabbed some breasts and thighs while he was there. A new study has identified up to 6 different types of COVID-19 with different clumps of symptoms. So congratulations, hypochondriacs. Now, Disney World is reopening in Florida because it's Florida, so of course it's reopening. Disney World opening is catering to a demographic that's grown since the lockdown, of parents that secretly want their kids to die. Ask parents to homeschool their own kids for a couple months, and they're like, screw it, we'll take our chances, bring on the mouse ears. Now, I didn't realize that the plus in Disney Plus meant positive for coronavirus. Ghislaine Maxwell has finally been apprehended. And I don't know what took it so long, but she claims to have video on prominent members in sexual acts. We're going to go ahead and believe her on that because nobody wants to see those tapes. Of those prominent figures also includes Prince Maxwell, who reportedly is nervous about her arrest. But come on, look at that face. Is that the face of someone who's nervous? She was Epstein's right-hand man or woman. I don't know how she stayed out for so long. I feel like the government is wasting a valuable resource. Now, where's Chris Hansen? Chris Hansen would have had her locked up before Epstein murdered himself. Now, he would have come around the corner like, so what are you doing with this TikTok account? Now, Ghislaine does have a friend in all this, Donald J. Trump. Trump has wished Ghislaine Maxwell well. That's like the leader of the free world wishing a sex trafficker well. Oh, wait, that's exactly what this is. Now, Trump's daughter Ivanka said that if your job is still shut down during this pandemic, then you could just do something else. And I guess if that fails, then you could just do what she did and just ask your daddy for a job. I mean, there does always seem to be a job open at the White House. Trump has an 88% turnover rate. He's like running his own version of The Bachelor, except when he shows them the door, they get a book deal instead of a rose. Now, we have a very important election coming up. We have less than 100 days until Election Day. So that equates to about 8 years in 2020 time. Hurricane Hannah has blown over the famed wall that was the base of Donald Trump's entire 2016 campaign. I guess this could be looked at as a good thing for his campaign. I guess it's something more that they can chant at his rallies, rebuild the wall, or build the wall again, or whatever they want to say. But Mexico still owes us for the first one, right? I mean, I guess if you wanted to throw away millions of taxpayers' money, like I could help with that. I just heard of a great place to get wings. And if you're still not satisfied with the headlines, here's a bunch of pictures of John Bolton fixing his glasses.
Thank you, John. This is the sports segment. Connor Sr. here. Just want to say that I'm scared. I'm scared baseball season's not going to make it. I should have known better. Did you see Dr. Fauci throw the first pitch? It was an absolute terrible start to the year. I'm sorry. If you know me, you know that I love sports. I got my soccer balls back here. My baseball bat. I love sports. I had a great softball game the other day. And, if the Tigers get hit, I'm ready, guys. I'm ready to join if you need me. It's just, I'm scared for everybody involved. Connor Jr. already had his high school season ruined. I was expecting All-State this year. The Tigers beat the Nick Castellanos and the Reds. Of course, right? They're going to try the end of the season after we win our first series of the year. Got my Tigers gear on. Got my lucky hat I've had for 10 years. Ain't getting rid of this. But I'm afraid, guys. And I've seen a lot of baseball players not following protocols. Look it, I get it. I hit dingers and I want to high five people. But you can't high five anymore! Wear your mask! Don't ruin baseball season for me! Because if football's next, I'm going to be pissed! I want to see some Matt Stafford and touchdowns! Lions finally got cheerleaders, guys, and you're going to ruin the season? Thanks, John. Sorry if I got a little angry there. I'm scared. Go sports.
Hi, I'm Ron Scaratino, child lawyer. I'm not a lawyer who's a child, I'm a lawyer for children. Let me give you a situation. You're at school, sucking on a juice box. Some kid comes up and wipes his snot nose all over your juice box. You get coronavirus. 2 weeks later, you're on a ventilator. 7 days after that, boom, you're dead. Then, after the funeral, your siblings get into a very contentious argument about who gets your iPad after you die. They get so depressed and they're so angry that little Timmy shoves a fork into an electrical socket and little Janie, well, she becomes a crack whore, hangs herself, and dies. You need to be protected and have your assets properly distributed after your untimely young death. Now I'm doing that for 30% off. Come and see me, Ron Scaratino, child lawyer. I promise it's nothing sexual.
Welcome back. Now we have for you a lively debate. Now we've brought on 3 different pundits to discuss different topics for you in our debate tonight. So we have with us Trey, who was a former gang member and a current Yang Gang member, all about that money.
Ah, that's right, Yang Gang.
Then we have Judge Sparrow, who is a conservative judge and also has a TV program.
Hi, nice to be here, John.
And then we have Uncle Larry, who is Uncle Larry.
Mm-hmm.
This Uncle Larry.
I don't
All right,
have any nephews.
now this first topic we have is the stimulus. Now, they have stopped. They're going to be stopping the stimulus package. They've been giving people $600 per week while we go through this really terrible time in this country where a lot of people have lost their jobs and their way of living. It's tough times for everyone. So the $600 was helping a lot of people, but they're going to be stopping that $600 payment for people. And we want to get your thoughts on this stimulus, whether you're for or against it. We're going to start with you, Judge Sparrow. Give me your thoughts on the stimulus package.
Thank you, John. You know, the stimulus, as they call it, really was more of a sedative, I would say. It was just encouraging people to stay home from work like a bunch of lazy bastards. And what we really need to focus on is energizing the economy. So, got to put all of that fun up at the top. Make sure you're supporting your corporations and you're supporting your institutions. That's what the fabric of America is all about. You know, it's not about, oh, you want to stay home and watch your Netflix, play your Call of Duties, eat your boxes of Cheez-Its. No, it's important you have to contribute and you have to get out into the world while also staying home and socially distancing and being safe to, stop the coronavirus. But don't be lazy. And that's what we were trying to encourage, in my perspective. $600, I mean, that's more than a lot of these folks make in a week already. So what are we doing here, folks? What are we doing?
All right. Let's hear from you, Trey. What are your thoughts?
John, you already know. You know how I feel about UBI. And I will say this before the coronavirus, and what did other countries do? I don't know if you saw our brothers from the north, but they're giving $2,000 a month. And this lady's talking about how we should be sending people back to work. No, we got to get this thing settled. I still got boys locked up, and that's the worst place right now to be. And I'm trying to get them out. Hey, free JJ.
All right. All right, free JJ. All right, Uncle Larry, jump on in here.
Well, whether you get $600 or not, I'm going to stay at home and stimulate myself.
See,
So,
there it is.
Or if not, I can stimulate myself at work. Whatever you guys want, I will do.
I mean, you could argue that
in the workplace.
you can argue that it's better to stimulate yourself at home than the workplace because you're not endangering anyone else. You don't want to end up. Yeah.
I mean, that's just boys. That's just boys being boys.
I was a boy before the stimulus.
Yeah.
So the market has it covered, and a lot of jobs haven't started back. So by them stopping it, what do you expect people to do, Judge Sparrow? What are your thoughts?
Figure it out. Weather the storm. If you're smart, you would have had savings already, and you can just live off of those. But I guess this is revealing that we have some inequities, economically speaking. And I'm sorry, it's up to you as an American to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, get a job. I know that they're hiring at my local Walgreens right now, over at the Wegmans as well. You can work as kind of a bouncer at the front of the store. I like to get into arguments with them. It gives them something to do. I want to just make sure people are being productive. That's what the American way is, and that's all there is to it.
Now, what do you say about that, Trey? What are your thoughts? How do we fix this?
We need to take care of the people first. I've said that. We need to stimulate the economy. You know who stimulates the economy? The people that are working and who need the actual money. Essential workers that we praise. Let's actually pay those people. The stimulus package include a bunch of money for like the military and stuff. Are you guys watching these stimulus packages? This is too much.
So now we're against the military. Is that what you're saying? Now we don't need to protect our troops.
Whoa, I love the troops.
I don't know if that's what he was saying. Uncle Larry, what would be your how would you fix the stimulus package? How would you fix the work market, the market? Well,
first of all, we need Sharon, I need you to call me back. I've made some mistakes, and I think that if you call me back, we can work through this, and I'll fix the economy for our family.
Is this the forum for that kind of communication?
So,
I don't. You would
so
text her.
your answer is Sharon.
I love the troops, unless they get tyrannical.
All right.
There you go.
We're gonna move on to our next topic, which is defund the police. Now, there's been a rising tension in this country with police brutality. You have all the the marches, the protests, some riots, and it's all based on the accountability of police. And so people want to defund the police. Now, I don't think that means they want to abolish the police. What that means is defund the police. They want to take a lot of the money that's allocated to the police and place it in different areas of the community to better the community so that you have less crime. So, Judge Sparrow, you were shaking your head. Do you have a certain feeling about this?
I have many feelings about this, John. It's preposterous to think that we could function as an American society without the police. And don't get confused by the language, because it is confusing. They say this word defund. You see 25 different definitions on my Facebook wall alone. My nieces, they're all liberals. They're all part of the Antifa. And they're just posting, oh, it means refund this. You say defund, that seems pretty clear to me. You take out the budget, they're not going to be able to do a whole lot. And we need our police to keep us safe from the Antifa, from the American terrorists, and from the other terrorists that are coming into America from outside the country. You know who I'm talking about. So all I say is, when you're in trouble, who you calling? Who are you calling? Are you not calling the police? Because I bet you are. Probably not. Not after the new movie.
Uncle Larry, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think the cops, we need them, but they need to leave us alone. Unless we need them. You see what I'm saying?
I think so.
Their boots are tasty. They're cake, okay? I read this on the internet. The boots are cake. You can eat them, lick them, whatever you want to do. But I think that, okay, I will dance on the ashes of dead cops. But if I need them, I'm going to call them.
Yeah, I feel like you're swinging wildly.
Did. Trey, what are your thoughts?
Well, I got an opinion out of this from being out. I was all locked up in the in the joint and stuff. So, look, everybody's in a gang, right? Basically, who you rep with, who you go with, that's your gang, right? I don't know who you hanging out with, Judge Sparrow, but who the other judges and stuff together, that's your gang, right? You guys hang out, right? So
they don't really. I mean, they don't invite me out very often, but on occasion I catch them. So
I wish I had anyone in my corner.
Wow, guys, everyone needs a sense of belonging.
So you would think that by you having a lot of your buddies that are locked up that you would be for defunding the police. It doesn't sound like you're actually for defunding the police.
We do need to defund some of the police. I don't know, some of the budgets, they get like over 50% of the taxes in some of these cities. So I just think some of that could be better spent, because I met a real nice lady when I was locked up, Miss Jackson. She was a social worker. Actually, she's the one who got me hooked up on this book right here, Gucci Mane. And boom. And it taught me a lot, man. And, so I got out and I got clean and I read about Yang Gang, and it just taught me a lot, man. And so I think social workers, we could use some more of that.
I think we should pay the police ourselves.
You should what?
We should pay the police ourselves. Like, if we need them, I'll call the cops and I'll be like, here's a 20, kill my neighbor. He's,
whoa, okay. I don't think that's how it works, but I mean, I see what you mean. Like,
I just want to solve the problem.
Yeah, you want to pay them for the services that they provide, not like a salary based on basically a police working by commission.
Yeah. Could I just say it's insane to me that we're having this conversation now when the streets are burning in Portland, in Chicago, it's a war zone. Detroit, I mean, I don't even want to go there, but it's a whole scenario with these radical leftists just tearing down our culture, our communities, our businesses, our federal buildings. And thank God our glorious president, Donald Trump, has the wisdom, the foresight to send in troops on the ground and put order back. And it's just absurd to me that we would talk about taking away police in this, like that would somehow de-escalate the situation. I mean,
It might. There's been a lot of the violence has come by police presence being there. We're going to move on to the next topic, which is free speech online or the misinformation. Which, Judge Sparrow, you probably have gotten fed some misinformation yourself. Everyone has seen it. If you have a Facebook, a Twitter, you're going to see a lot of information. Some of it's true, a lot of it's not
I
true.
like that you assume that I'm on the receiving end of the misinformation. That's pretty cute. That's cute. I like it. I like you, John.
Well, yeah, because you just based on what you just said, I know that for a fact that that's misinformation.
What?
Yes. Okay. Uncle Lick, do you have a Facebook, Twitter, any type of social media?
Oh yeah, I got Facebook. I keep up with all my family.
So, have you been noticing any sort of misinformation, or have you dealt with any issues with free speech or lack thereof? Anyone questioning your free speech? Because a lot of times when people have support of President Trump, they get they're complaining that they get chastised or harassed by people that hate Trump. So, have you had those issues?
Well, on Facebook, everything up there is true, and all the opinions are facts. So I don't ever have an issue. I just read it, and I don't communicate. Well, most people have me blocked, but I believe everything that I see on Facebook, and I have a burner Twitter account that I look at for the news.
Smart.
Trey.
Yo.
Trey, you have? I'm sure you have social media, and have you dealt with any type of receiving misinformation or any issues with your free speech on there?
No, I'm a hustler, so yeah, of course I got to use it. I got to connect with my peoples and stuff. So, if I wouldn't be on there if it wasn't for that, actually, because there is a lot of crap on there. It's just like the streets, right? Like, no one's out there really telling you what's real, what's not. You kind of got to learn that stuff. You got to have a radar for that stuff yourself, man. You got to be able to pick up on that stuff, So you learn a couple lessons and stuff like that, but then you learn, and and then you get smooth yourself.
Oh, okay. Now, Judge Sparrow, have you had any issues with free speech or any type of misinformation receiving or putting out misinformation?
Absolutely. There's an attack on free speech right now, and it's coming from the social media. It's coming from the left, 100%, and they simply can't handle the truth. Though it might be one version of the truth versus their version of the truth, it's still truth because we say it is. And the fact that Twitter and probably Jeff Bezos and that Mark Zuckerberg type, I don't trust him with his pasty, white, ghoulish face and his bubble butt. It's a problem that he thinks he's the arbiter of truth, and he decides who gets to spend political money to feed points of view into adult brains that don't try to question what they read on the internet. It's a travesty.
Yo, kids aren't even on Facebook.
Good. They shouldn't even be voting anyway.
I wish I was allowed to see my kids.
Are you? Oh, okay. Are you not allowed to? Is it Sharon keeping you from seeing your kids?
She doesn't want me to see them, so I'm here. I have my speech that I want to give, but it's being held hostage, so my speech is not very free right now. But let me just say this, that the government has no right to tell me what to do, and they're trying to control us right now. They're trying to make us wear masks. They're trying to let us burn buildings, and the government does not control us. And well, the guy at top of the government, he's awesome. He would never do anything bad to me. I love him, but everyone else, they're controlling me, but not the guy that runs it.
Which guy is that?
Donald Trump.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I think you
love
just
hearing
warmed
his
Judge Sparrow's
name.
heart.
Yeah.
Trey, do you have to say
It
about
gets
that?
right in there.
What do I think about that?
Yeah.
I'm wondering why he's Uncle Larry and not Daddy Larry.
Well, I mean, probably if you saw his
self-proclaimed.
kids more, he'd be Daddy Larry.
Yeah, I assumed he didn't have any kids. Being called Uncle Larry like that. So
Yeah, well, I want. It's like a Mrs. Doubtfire type thing. I want to come in as the uncle now.
that is a terrible movie.
You don't think that they would recognize you?
They might. They're pretty smart kids.
All right. We're going to move on to our next topic. Now, during this shutdown, a lot of people have come up with a lot of different things to do. And one of those things that people have done is make bread. I don't mean the money type. I mean actual dough, bread that you eat. Now, what is the best bread in your opinion? What's the best bread? We're going to go Judge Sparrow. What's the best bread?
It's a hard one, John, because I love bread. That's probably the only thing that Oprah and I have in common. We both love bread. When it comes to making it at home, I like the slow rise and I like a good thick grain. So I would love to advocate for a rye, a flax-based rye, where you have a lot of different kinds of seed situations. And it's the color of like cement and dirt. If you were just kind of mixing up cement and dirt, that's the tone.
You make it sound very appetizing.
Oh, it's so good, Judd. You'd love it. Just like a little bit of Marmite on there, lightly toasted.
Yep. You get the seeds all stuck in your teeth. Trey, what is your favorite bread?
First of all, I can get down on some of that, Judge, but you know how I be. So I am about that bread. Booyah! Look at that. Check. Look at that bread right there. Oh, it needs some cheddar. Boom! That's the bread I'm talking about.
Somebody got their stimulus check?
Oh yeah.
It's gauche.
All right, Uncle Larry, you want to put away your child support?
Yeah, I need that for them.
What's the best type of bread in your opinion?
Liquid bread.
Am I the only one who took this one seriously? Like I made a starter, you assholes.
You have a starter. So
what's the difference if it's liquid or solid bread? This all goes to my gut.
I don't know. I didn't know that there was a liquid bread before today. I guess you learn something new every day.
Mm-hmm. Beer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeasty. All right. And Trey, you're just making sandwiches with Andrew Jackson's, huh?
Stacking that money, stacking that bread. You know it.
All right. And so, Judge Sparrow, this is basically your topic.
I guess
So you want to. So you have a starter for your flaxseed bread?
I made a starter. It's a whole wheat starter. I started working with the starter in April. That's, I guess, when he would say I broke. But I find it pretty soothing. You actually have to feed it on a regular schedule. And then when you're ready to make bread, within about a 36-hour period, you're good to go.
So you have to feed it. So
fun.
It's like a gigapet, like a Tamagotchi or something.
It's a little bit like a gigapet. Instead of pooping out those little pixels, you have to throw away part of the starter, which I never get. It's just like I put it in a different container, and I just feel like this is the same stuff, that I'm feeding over here. So now I've got like 2 starters, and then I get 4 starters, and then I get into this sort of like Fibonacci sequence of multiplication of all of the starters that I have. So my apartment, I mean, it's my guest apartment, and I stay over here because my husband, he's not quarantining with me. But it's mostly starter at this point.
So
I
you
can be
haven't
honest.
really started the starter. Yeah, you have your starter started, but you haven't started the bread making.
No, I try. I've made a couple. I've done a couple of them. I got the rye pretty good. I tried a pretzel. Didn't have the right kind of like chemical situation to make it work. What else? Oh, I made like a boule. It's called like a boule. A boule. And then what else did I have? There's Japanese sweetbread. It's like a milk base. It's pretty solid. Pretty
So,
solid.
Uncle Larry, your liquid bread consumption, has that have anything to do with you not being able to see your kids?
I would say mostly, yeah.
Well,
That was
makes
the number one
sense.
reason.
And
Yeah.
Trey, your bread consumption, does that have to like is that from being in the Yang gang, or are you doing some other illegal activities, or what's going on with that?
You don't ask those
Be
types
careful.
of questions. Yeah. But it's all legit. I told you I learned from Miss Jackson, really taught me well. So I just like to flash it off a little bit, but it's legit.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us on our debate topic. Thank you again, Trey, Uncle Larry, and Judge Sparrow. We'll be right back with another interview for you.
Hi, I'm Ron Scaratino, child lawyer. I'm not a lawyer who's a child, I'm a lawyer for children. I'm your only hope of avoiding terrible litigation after you die too young. Here's the straight truth. If you go back to school in the fall, you're gonna die. You're gonna come home and you're gonna be sick, you're gonna get your family sick and your grandparents, and then they're gonna die. But the worst part, it's gonna be the contentious argument about your assets after your untimely death. So call me Ron Scaratino to get your last will and testament 30% off, this week only. I'd also like to add that my detractors have been saying that I only advocate for children and not for teens. Well, watch this. Whoa, you see that? That's a TikTok dance. How many other lawyers are out there doing that? Don't worry about the cans.
Welcome back. We have a special guest joining us live from the White House Rose Garden. We have Melania Trump joining the show. How are you, Melania?
I am doing very well. How are you, Jean Kumquat?
I am doing well. The Rose Garden looks good. I hear you're going to be redecorating it, or?
Yes, it is my decision to update the Rose Garden and make it more accessible to those who have a disability. I would like to make it in the grand tradition of John F. Kennedy from 1962.
Ah, okay. So you're restoring it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're making it accessible to the handicapped or disabilities?
Yes, we're going to be putting in 3 feet of limestone walkway, so that way anybody can walk or roll their little wheelchairs down to visit the garden.
Oh, are you going to also have like a handrail in case someone needs help walking down, or?
Yes, after many suggestions from mostly my husband, Donald the President Trump, I have decided to put a handrail for anyone above the age of 68 who has become president.
Oh, that's very nice of you. I didn't realize that you did such nice things for your husband.
Oh, yes, I am a very nice, kind individual.
Oh, so I see. Now, walk us through. What else are you doing with the garden?
I'm going to be removing the crab apples, mostly because I do not like crabs. I'm not fond of seafood whatsoever, and I don't find them necessary to be in a nature-like place.
Okay, all right. So some people have said that you're being compared to Marie Antoinette for rebuilding the garden during a nation's financial crisis.
John, look at me. I am Melania Trump. I am one of the people. I grew up poor. I know what it is like to be suffering all the time. I am one with the people in the fact that, unlike Marie Antoinette, I do not eat cake. Instead, I prefer to dine on chocolate mousse from a 5-star Michelin restaurant. This one costs $7,500, a
That,
measly sum. As you can see, I am very, very humble and like the people.
the people are suffering and they are getting their $600 a week stimulus package taken away, and that could have. And is
Jean,
that
Jean, this whole time they could have afforded the chocolate mousse if they just saved up, but instead they spend it on unnecessary things. Like what? Heat, you get that from the sun when you walk outside.
not year round? You realize
Mm.
that, correct? It's
I don't
not
understand. Why can't they just go to their Florida home? Why can't they go to their golf course? Why can't they go to their big story building in New York City? Why they complain when they have these things?
because they don't have these things.
I'm sorry, Jean, I have to disagree. Every time I turn on television, I see somebody living with their family in a beautiful house. Why, it looks like it is staged.
Where are you? Where are you watching this television? Like, what channels are you watching?
Modern Family, Big Bang Theory, Friends. How can they afford such a large apartment if one of them is a waitress at a coffee shop? It
You know
doesn't
that
make sense.
you do realize that's not real, correct?
But isn't the TV show based off of a real life situation? Oh, I got you there. I got you there, John. I got you
Okay.
there.
Okay, maybe you have, maybe yeah. So instead of let them eat cake, you're saying let them eat $7,500 chocolate mousse.
Let them eat whatever they want. Be bully. No, be bully. Be best. Let them enjoy whatever they want. I
Was
will
that
not be prejudiced to that because that, Jean, that is racist.
was that a Freudian slip when you said
I'm
be
sorry, I
bullied?
don't know who that is.
Oh, okay. Well, it seems like you
Is that Dr.
wa-
Fashi's? Is that Dr. Fashi's real name? Is that how you
no.
pronounce it? I am not good with the English. I try.
How long have you been here
I
in
have
this
been here
country?
for multiple years. But who are you going to call on me? ICE? They only take people from Mexico.
Well, that's not true, but I mean, the majority of people they have been taking have been from Mexico, but I'm pretty sure that they will also. I mean, you don't have anything to worry about because you're the first lady, so I don't
Oh,
think you have.
John, you are so full of the flatters. I take it all with such humble heart.
So, what do you say to people who may have a problem with the amount of spending you're doing while the country is in a financial crisis?
Oh, John, I hardly spend any money. My money is perfectly safe. Majority of the time, I say, I want, I need. And your government gives it to me. So I barely spend any of my own money. I am fine.
That makes sense in a way, I guess, because that's what the government does. I don't think they're supposed to do it, but that's what happens.
Well, with this last stimulus, did you not make millions of dollars?
No,
Oh,
nobody made.
Jean,
Well, I
you
won't say
need to
nobody made
contact your
money.
representative and figure this out because that is the only way to be happy in life is make sure you get your millions and millions of dollars and make sure that you do not give it to the people who work beneath you.
Oh, so that is pretty much the framework of this company and this government. The rich get richer, and the poor or the middle class stay where they are and are forced to pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
I do not understand why would you give the poor boots? Boots are for people who shop at Balenciaga.
Are they not supposed to? What are the underprivileged supposed to wear then if they're not wearing boots?
Crocs.
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 Crocs, like the
Crocs.
crooks or Crocs?
Crocs.
Cro-
The Crocs.
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 Crocs. Crocs.
Crooks or crooks.
Crocs.
Crocs.
Like a snappy.
Crocs.
Crook.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Thank you for joining us, Melania. We're gonna let you get back to your gardening, and hopefully we'll get an update on what you're doing, and hopefully it doesn't cost the taxpayers too much money, the remodeling at a time like this. So I guess if you have to get it done, you have to get it done within the next few months, I guess. Are you getting it done within a week?
3 weeks tops to
3
get
weeks.
the garden done.
Okay, well, good luck with that, I want to say.
Thank you so much, Jean Kumquat. And to the American people, I say to you, no bully, be best. And remember, I am just like you in every single way. The gold leaf is what really makes this thing pop.
Are you gonna finish that?
I feel like I need to take my time, but I'm so greedy right now.
Well, thank you for joining us. We're gonna let you get back to your $7,500 chocolate mousse and garden renovation. Bye.
Goodbye.
So thank you for joining us for this week's episode of the Kumquat Corner. I have been your host, John Kumquat. Why are you still here? What?
This isn't even my first one. I got another.
Don't you have more like pressing issues to deal with?
What's like watch my son, Baron?
Maybe. Okay. So
you want a bite?
I don't know. I don't think that this works that way. So we're ending the show. So we will see you later. So join us next week where we won't have Melania and we will have other pundits and new headlines for you to view and have some fun with us. So join us next week on another episode of the Kumquat Corner.
Let them meet moose.